Hello and welcome to the recreation ground for the Sheffield Senior Cup quarter-final match between Wombwell Town and Stocksbridge Park Steels. I'm your commentator, Adam Allcroft, as both teams look to progress to the semi-finals. As well, a song starts to play that's more familiar at a different ground in South Yorkshire. The Steels are looking to make it to the semi-finals for the second season in a row. They thought they were going to be facing Maltby Main because that's who won the last 16 time between Wombwell and Maltby, but an ineligible player, so Maltby kicked out of the club and Wombwell reinstated. They're going to look to make the most of their second chance in this tournament. And God, they'll all be confident. They haven't lost yet in 2025, and they've scored in every game since August. A 0-0 draw on Bank Holiday Monday against Horbury Town was the last time they weren't able to score. The Steels are back in form after their 5-goal streak. We are to goal. 2 wins against North Ferriby and Ossett United to see them back in confidence, and they'll be hoping to get to the semi-finals for an away day at Hallam. That's who waits in the next round after they won what they've just been named the Rules Derby against Sheffield FC. It would be a massive game at Sandygate. Both teams want to be there. Both teams will feel confident going there as well. So we'll go through the teams for you now. So Wombwell Town, they have Charlie Preston in goal, Jason Paling, Gareth McDermott, Jack Wilson, Jack Dando the captain, and Owen Sykes complete the defence. Keen Guest, Charlie Rogerson, Edward Agnew, Jordan Kershaw, their leading scorer, and Kane Reeves complete the 11. Their bench is Ethan Fox, Charlie Dando, Liam Owen, Nathan Van Ploot, and Daniel Ewell. For the Steels, it's Ben Townsend in goal, then Elliot Murray and Jordan Lemon as fullbacks, Curtis Turner in midfield, Elliot Owen and Paul Dillon complete the defence. Then it's Danny Deakin, Alex O'Connor, Harrison Poulter who comes in from the bench, Tommy Marshall and Oliver Grayslack. The Steels have got the game underway here, kicking from right to left. And the bench is a 3-man bench for the Steels of Ashley Butterworth, Silas Valladolid Collins and Kyle Austin. Already hello in the comments to Jack Tinker, who's missing, away skiing. You get. As Wombwell knocked the ball long, but Stockbridge tried to win midfield, lose the ball, and then the player goes down, but Steels will keep it, despite that. It looked like a foul, but they do send it out of play for a front. So the Steels are in the yellow shirts, blue shorts, blue socks going from right to left, while Wombwell are in the red shirts, black shorts, red socks going from left to right. So Stockbridge do have the throw in on this right-hand side. Elliot Murray at right back today, a position he's done before a few times, though he is a natural centre-back. Jack Dolman is cup-tied for this, having played for Sheffield FC earlier in the tournament. O'Connor heads on looking for Poulter, but cleared away by Dando, sent downfield, headed on into midfield for Wombwell. They're trying to get outside on that left. Ball goes forward looking for Reese, but well read by Owen, who clears it away, and Poulter just headed it on well, chasing onto it, but then headed and cleared away. Into midfield now. Foxy finds for the turn, flicks it on. Grayslack brings it down really well. Looks forward to Poulter. Poulter holds it up and sends out to Deakin on the left. He's going to have Lemon on the left as well, but Deakin's going to put the ball in to Poulter. Poulter turns, takes a shot, deflected and into the arms of Preston. An early opportunity for the Steels. So already some good play from the Steels, and Poulter won't be too displeased at effort. The deflection there unfortunately helping Wombwell more than Stocksbridge. Ball going forward here, it's going to be played on, and then all the way back to Townsend, who's going to have to just send that way. He goes into midfield, it's a chance for Wombwell, and it's almost there, and just wide. Townsend had to make a weird dive save to his right to just cover the area, but almost taking advantage of it. It was Charlie Rogerson who leapt onto a ball clearance from Townsend, and Steele's almost caught out there. Oh, sorry, Tinker, you're in Cyprus, not skiing, that's TC. Well, TC's only got one arm, so I don't know how much skiing he will be doing. Sorry, I mixed up your in-season holidays. So back with Townsend for this goal kick. 2.5 minutes gone in this game, and it is 0-0 on Stocksbridge and Wombwell both had chances early on. Half chances at least. As Stocksbridge keep the ball on the right hand side. Deakin turns his man really well. He's going to knock one over the top. An awkward bouncing one for Grayslack, who brings it down really well. He gets beyond Paling here. Paling does hold him well. Grayslack plays it back for Deakin. Deakin takes the touch, forces him out wide though, and he has to play back to Turner, tries to find Grezlak. Grezlak, great touch, takes him into the box, no offside flag, but then well read by Sykes, who will take it away, clears it out, but only to Deakin. Stocksbridge have the ball back. Turner trying to open up into some space, has to give it back to Owen, who takes it down the left. Finds Lemon here on the left, puts it onto his right, he curls it in, looking, O'Connor flicks it on in, but just a bit too far away from Marshall, and he will be back into the arms of Preston. Ball not long. Iggulden, big strong header away. Goes all the way to Tommy Marshall on the right hand side. Look, trying to evade a tackle and has to just send it down the way on line, which Poulter will put pressure on the defence, and Dando is able to turn away from the pressure of Poulter and send it out for a throw in. It comes off the head of a Wombwell bench player. And Stocksbridge have the throw in. Right. Thrown down by Murray to the right, and Marshall was going to do it, but I think there's been a foul there from Stocksbridge. Not sure entirely what the foul was for, but it is now a Wombwell free kick. We will try and keep you up to date with scorelines from across the league, and there is already a goal in the Northern Premier League East, as there's a few games in the league tonight, and Sherwood Colliery in the relegation zone have taken the lead against away at Bishop Auckland, one of the long away journeys that's happening this season. Ball goes downfield for Wombwell, but Murray able to clear it. Gets it forward to Marshall, being held up though, can't turn, puts in the middle to Deakin. Nice touch back to Turner, sends it forward, looking for Poulter. Poulter just gets the ball knocked away from him. Grezlak gets a touch on but can't get it under it. He does get it to O'Connor. O'Connor's taken it out to the left, finds Deakin, back to O'Connor. O'Connor not quite ready for it, and he has to go 50-50 to just try and get to touch on the ball, and he does end up giving it away to Wombwell. Wombwell have knocked it long here, looking for Kershaw, cleared away, but only out to the 11. Grease, whose shot was blocked from distance, and then passed out by Iggulden to Marshall. Tried to go in the middle, but poor pass, and in fairness there's another poor pass there, who passed it to Charlie Rogerston, who then passed it out for a throw-in. A local scoreline to tell you about is that Doncaster Rovers are 1-0 up on Morecambe. Street's the scorer. So it's back here with Elliot Murray for the throw-in for the Steels, and he will shove this downfield, headed away, and returned by Turner. It's just a bit of head tense between the two teams. Drops down to Marshall, trying to turn out of trouble, but loses the ball to Guest. But then Wombwell's clearance is blocked, and it has them on the back heels for a second. But well delivered by Dando, clears it down the line, and followed for by Guest on the left-hand side, and it remains on that left. In the middle, it goes to Agnew. Switches it well to Palin, and Wombwell got a bit of space. A little lofted pass over the top, has them onto the right wing at the moment. Back to Paling, puts the crossing blocked, and Stocksbridge have it back, and Lemon has it now, and he's going to send it to left to Deakin, who carries it forward, and it slips into the middle to Turner. Turner holds it up now, sends it down the left for Grezlak, and Grezlak's done well keeping it in on that left hand side. He faces up with his defender, knocks it forward for Marshall, plays it back into the middle, and Marshall puts it back in after a deflection, takes it there now into the arms of Preston. Really good play from Tommy Marshall. He almost ended up going into his own goal from Owen Sykes' block in the 6-yard area, but Wombwell able to defend, and into Charlie Preston's arms it eventually goes. It remains 0-0 here. Ball goes long, but cleared away, only to Jack Wilson, who will send it downfield. Challenge Murray can only hit it backwards, but for Murray, Owen who gets it away. It'll be then backwards by Wombwell now, but they have got it in midfield and knocked towards the right wing. Lemon will follow a bouncing ball, and with his left foot sends it away to Grezlak. Back to Turner, then back to Lemon. First touch pass forward to Grezlak, who's dropped deep into central midfield at the moment. And then a great touch by Turner, who's going to break forward into the middle. Turner continues to break forward to the middle. Lays it off to his right to Marshall. Marshall holds it up. Maybe should have took that cross first time. He's going to take it second time. No one's there at the far post for it. Deakin will pick it up on the left wing. Holds up, wants a bit of help, I think, and will get it with O'Connor, but instead he's going to go on his own. Pass it in the middle to Grezlak, who can't get past his man. He's now having to go a bit further wide. Out wide to O'Connor now. Then to Deakin, and back to O'Connor. O'Connor and short to Turner. Turner's going to try and drive forward again. It was his drive that almost created that opportunity earlier on. Forward to Gray's, like a bit of an awkward bounce, goes away from him. Deacon tries to go on it, but Wombwell are then able to clear it. O'Connor will fight for the ball and does get it forward to Lemon. Lemon left to Gray's, like tries to knock it in first time. High lofted one, but headed away easily. But challenge forward. O'Connor's won it in midfield. This attack can continue for Stocksbridge, but a bit of pressure on the Wombwell defence. An early goal would certainly ease the nerves of a Steel side. They face a team 2 divisions below them today. Marshall now, it's on the right side, and turn it back into Marshall, who will run into the edge of the area with it. He's trying to go all the way around the outside, putting the cross in, and it's going to be a block and a corner kick. So we're 9 minutes gone. We've got a corner from the right wing. It was exactly on this minute from this corner where the Steels scored the only goal of the game on Saturday against North Ferriby. Paul Iggulden's chest effort, I think it's fair to say, when Tommy Marshall wasn't able to finish it properly. He didn't get the touch right on it, and it ended up ricocheting off Iggulden and over the line. It was enough to be a goal though, and that's what matters. But it's a good opportunity here for the Steels to test Wombwell's capabilities from set pieces. Here comes the high lofted goal. Look for that far post. Header goes in, and he's in the back of the net. It looks like it's Elliot Owen who's got the goal for Stocksbridge, and the Steels lead 1-0 in the Senior Cup. It's just a lofted one from Danny Deacon to the far post. Elliot Owen's the tallest man there. He gets his head on it. Into the back of the net it goes. The Steels lead 1-0 for Elliot Owen. And that certainly, on an away day to a tricky team like Wombwell, an early goal is certainly something to ease the nerves. Just another great set piece from the Steels, and just like on Saturday, a 9th minute corner leads to a 9th minute goal. It's the magic moment, obviously, for the Steels is 9 minutes. Ball goes to Deacon, flicked on, looking for Poulter, but headed away into the middle to Turner. To the right to Marshall, who holds it up, being forced backwards, turns it now, going to try and send it down the right. Poulter challenge for it, comes off him into midfield, and it's just going to go back, and then Stocksbridge have to get the block, and it goes out for a throw-in. Back onto the left-hand side, throw-in here for Wombwell. McDermott with it, sending it down the line, headway into the air, but back to Wombwell, who charges forward in midfield. Looking like he might open up on the right-hand side, and it is going to get all the way through to Paling, who holds it up, edge of the box, cross blocked, and it's going to fall to Reese, who sends a really good ball in. It ends up going in the back of the net, but the offside flag was up, and it will remain 1-0 to the Steels. Reese was well offside. He knew he was offside. He tried to avoid it, but then thought, I'm going to try my luck. That linesman might not have spotted it. Probably the right decision, to fairness, to do that, because you never know when a referee's going to make a poor decision, but the referee made the correct one on this occasion. Goals to Telebrook in the MPL East. Ossiter 1-0 up on Bridlington Town. Connor Qualter has scored. Bishop Auckland v Clagton Sherwood through Louis Johnson. And Gartha for 1-0 up on Bradford Park Avenue. Rhino Ajupi has scored. Stocksbridge go down that right-hand side again, finding some luck down there before that pass was just a bit off target and cleared away by Dando. So on the right-hand side now, Murray will take this throw-in. Stocksbridge have started in the best way possible here with that Elliot Owen header. Thrown down that right-hand side, touched on, looks for crossing. The cross is blocked, and it will be a throw-in right next to that corner flag. Great start for Stocksbridge, another throw-in. Can the Steels double their lead early as well? To the right, looking back for Murray, but it ends up coming off Alex O'Connor and out for a Wombwell throw, so that will end that attack for now. So back with now McDermott, who is going to get this as far away from his own goal as possible. Stocksbridge win the header, but it goes out there. I think it might have been given as a free kick, that not just a throw-in. It has been given as a free kick, I think. He was maybe too busy there from Alex O'Connor with a header. So it's free kick for Charlie Preston to take. Wombwell side that have not lost in 2025 yet. Long ball forward from him to the left-hand side, gets it all the way to Agnew. It's a really good pass, but he's being forced backwards at the moment by Elliot Murray. Back to McDermott, who clips one over the top, trying to take advantage of Murray being a bit out of position, but being covered well by Eagledon, who just marshals that one out. But it has been given as a corner kick to Wombwell. Referees are judged that it's come off Eagledon at some point there, and Wombwell do have a corner out of nothing for that. Finally, it was Elliot Owen who got the goal earlier on today in this game. I just haven't updated the scorers on here because game got back into action pretty quickly. And we have got a Wombwell corner for the Seals to defend. Here comes a lofty one right into that 6-yard area, headed up into the air, and it's good times. He has to punch it before it goes into his own net, and it will be kept in by Deakin. I say kept in, the linesman eventually decides it's out of play. There will be another corner to be taken by Sykes from the right-hand side this time. Here comes another off the one in the middle, strong header, but it goes back all the way to Sykes on the right-hand side, takes it onto his left, puts another cross in. Oh, it heads away, goes to the right side of the box. Murray will be there first, and he will carry it away. The Steels do well to defend that set piece. Long ball forward is a bit aimless, and it's going to go and eventually go out for a throw into Wombwell in their own half. So back now with McDermott for this throw-in. Big launch from him. It's been quite impressive, his long throw. I think something Ian Richards pointed out before the game, and it's earned another throw-in close to the box, and that looks like it will be a threat as it gets to this sort of area, I think. And looking at the way Wombwell are positioning, they know this ball is going to make its way into the box from this throw-in that is probably about 35 yards from the corner flag. Seals will have to be on top defence due to prevent the long throw from making its way into the goal. And it's a hell of a long throw. It's made it all the way to the penalty spot before Murray clears it. Goes all the way out for Grezlak, who plays it back into the middle and then forward looking for Poulter. Little back heel to Grezlak. Could he find Alex O'Connor? O'Connor here with the finish. To the back of the net. It's a great counter-attack. And Alex O'Connor with a fantastic finish. Missed a penalty on Saturday. It doesn't matter if you can score without a penalty like that. It's 2-0 to the Steels here, and Alex O'Connor with the goal. 2-0 to the Steels. And it's going as well as Ian Richards could have planned. It's a brilliant finish from Alex O'Connor. No goalkeeper could have stopped that, but it's a brilliant counter-attack to create that. And it's actually Wombwell's long throw, seen as one of their big threats. That's actually cost them there because they've committed their men forward, and the Steels have caught them out on it. It must have been a training ground plan from Ian Richards. And Wombwell do not sound happy with each other. Sending the ball forward and goes now to number 11. Right now over to Deakin, who's going to... So Steels are coming forward again. Now to Grezlak on the left, trying to take it on the outside, puts the cross into the middle. It's too powerful, the wrong type of cross, a high, powerful one on. Needed it to be low into the ground to tease Harrison Poulter. Steels were here in pre-season. It was a much warmer day, a very nice day. Stocksbridge won 2-0 in that game. It was an early goal from Dan Hernandez from a corner kick. And then a penalty from Jack Haslam, which sealed the pre-season win, though obviously both those players no longer with the club. Wombwell trying to get it down the left-hand side, but Stocksbridge tackling. But before the clearance is made, it goes out of play. It will be a throw into Wombwell, and that means we're going to get one of these Gareth McDermott long throws. That, yes, okay, Stocksbridge were able to take advantage of a counter-attack last time, but we did see how good they were just a moment ago, because this will make it, even though it's from a decent distance. all the way to the penalty spot. But before we do that, McDermott's giving us a topless show. So it's going to be a long throw from McDermott. Gets right towards the edge of the 6-yard area. I think it's been headed out for a goal kick though by one of their own men. It's by their number 5, Dando. And the Steels survive that. We are 18 minutes gone in this game. It is 2-0 to Stocksbridge Park Steels. Dean Thexton has scored from the spot for Newton Aycliffe against Liversidge. They're challenging for the playoffs, much like we are. Just to say, with current results, we do move down to 8th in the table after being 7th after the weekend. Back line from Townsend. Head up into the air by Dando, goes behind him. Marshall fighting for it, but McDermott gets to it first. Clears it down the line into midfield, and Wombwell push forward here through Kershaw. He takes a long range effort, and it's quite high and wide. And in the end, the only good thing for Wombwell is that it came off the top of the fence and back in again. So that means one of the volunteers don't have to chase around here to the back. We would expect Wombwell to get on the score sheet at some point today. So they have scored in every game they've played this season since their last match in August, a 0-0 draw with Horbury. No matter what level of game you're at, that is an impressive streak. So back with Townsend for the goal kick. Sends it long, just going to skew at it. It's a poor kick from Townsend, goes out for a Wombwell throw on the halfway line. Palin will come over to take this throw. The concentrated motor attacks down the left-hand side. This throw, we'll see them have an opportunity from the right. Throw into the middle, and back to Palin. O'Connor gets a foot in and it comes off him last for another throw-in. This time going to be allowed to be Sykes to chuck it downfield, and it's a hell of a chuck from him. And now it's into midfield. Hilders. Guest tries to worm a pass through, but Owen clears that. It's another throw from the halfway line, right in front of us here in the main stand at Wombwell Town's recreation ground. Going all the way back to the goalkeeper, to Preston. Preston has made him pass it out to Sykes, who then launched it downfield. Owen gets a touch, and it's going to ricochet out, but Iggulden wins it well, and Lemon able to clear it down. Poulter can't touch it, he's offside, so it will be headed away by Dando. Goes forward and out to Owen. Lemon wanted a free kick for a push in the back. Owen trying to play out the back, is being tackled here, and there'll be a fight to get the ball out of play to make sure that they probably take advantage, and they succeed in that, and it will be a Wombwell throw though. Taken quickly by Paling, and he gets it back with a 1-2. Flicks it down to the right. Lemon trying to cover. Turner trying to go in the tackle, but Wombwell keep it, but there's a poor pass, and it could be a counter-attack here as Marshall's got it quite high up the pitch. He sends it out towards the right-hand side to Poulter. Poulter's looking to get past Dando here, and he holds it up in the end, plays it back into the middle to Marshall. Wombwell have got the defenders back. Marshall's going to go for it from distance, but it is straight at Preston. Quickly thrown out by the goalkeeper to Palin. Keeps it in play on this right-hand side, got Deakin ahead of him. Into the middle it goes, and then back into defence and clip long, and Townsend will come out to claim that. He'll be happy with that all day. So back now for Townsend to pick a pass. Sending it long. Looking for O'Connor, but it's been won in the air by Wombwell's 8 Rogerson, but then Stockbridge get it back for Tommy Marshall, who's been a busy man in this game so far. In the middle to the goal scorer, Alex O'Connor. He can't go forward, so he has to go back. Back to Owen. Taking the touch, clipping it forward to Grezlak, who's forced backward, but lays off in the middle to Turner. Turner looking for Deakin with a pass, but well headed away by Wilson. And it will go out for a throw-in. Stockbridge will be able to keep the momentum of this attack going. Going in the middle to Turner, who tries to flick back to Deakin, has to head it down to Turner. Turner covers it away from the defender as he's forced backwards to Lemon. Lemon tries forward, and I think it came off Lemon last, and the linesman will agree. Throw into Wombwell. Thrown downfield into the middle, and Turner able to clear it away a bit, but is returned by Wombwell. Now to Paling on the right, who is going to charge down the right-hand side. Grejlak back to try and help. Cross goes in. Eagledon heads it away. Goes to O'Connor, who only touches back. He kicks it behind. It's put Stocksbridge under a bit of pressure, that pass, and Owen will carry it out. And Owen will lose it after trying to play away. And here comes Wombwell into the box, into the middle, deflected into the box, and then Eagledon clears out to Lemon. The Steel's almost getting punished for passing out from the back. Ball goes forward. Poulter can't fight for it. Wilson on the ball. Back to Dando. Dando turns well, and he almost loses the ball, but he loses it to Grejlak, who's trying to slip it through, but it's been blocked by the injured player, the injured Stocksbridge player, and the game will continue as Lemon has the ball back to Townsend, and Townsend sends it short to Lemon under some pressure, and Lemon will now eventually just slow the game down and kick it out. Harrison Poulter, who's down, clutching his right leg, and this might be the problem with Stocksbridge, is that they only have 3 substitutes on the bench today due to the various cup ties and injuries and other other people on holiday. So, but he is now to his feet, so hopefully we'll be able to, and should be able to continue. So it's good news there, and Townsend will receive the ball back. Takes it under control and will pick it up after receiving the ball back. 24 minutes gone in this game, 2-0 to Stocksbridge Park Steels. Goals from Elliot Owen and Alex O'Connor have the Steels going well here at the recreation ground. Big strong header away by Dando. Goes forward and Wombwell coming forward. Ball cut forward. Might have been a handball from Eagledon, but actually it's been given Stocksbridge's way. It's been given as a foul on Jordan Kershaw. Hello to Grumpy Old Man. This escalated quickly. Just walked in, put the commentary on, and boom. It's not bad, is it, when you've think, oh crap, I need to turn the commentary on or watch it on the telly. Oh, my team's already winning. Nice. It's a nice feeling, isn't it? Sometimes in big games like this, I wish for that. So Townsend is going to send the ball along. Look for Marshall. Controls it well, takes it out wide and to the right. Marshall just trying to get the cross in now, and he's going to put a high lofted one that Grejlak's going to have to chase to try and keep it in, and he touches it back really well, looking for Deakin. Deakin looking to hold it, gives it back to Grejlak. Grejlak couldn't touch it because he was offside, and it goes out for a goal kick. Deakin there, Deakin had 2 men around him, he had to just do something to get the ball away, and toe poked it. Grejlak though couldn't touch it, would have been offside. Now then again, if he's going out for a goal kick, he might as well have a go anyway, like we saw down on the other side of the field, because what's the worst that can happen? It's a free kick in an identical position, and if he gets it wrong, the linesman, oh, you might have had a chance on goal. There's no VAR here. How they'd set up VAR at a step 6 non-league round, I don't know, but I'm sure someone will have some wacky idea for it at some point. Murray's got the ball in, it's into long to Marshall, and just can't get the touches. He almost gets past McDermott. Stocksbridge fighting for it, they've clipped another one out, looking for Marshall. Marshall pushes off McDermott well, moves into the box, lays it back to Poulter. Poulter takes it left-footed, back of the net. Harrison Poulter scores his first ever Stocksbridge Park Steels goal. The lad just a few miles away from Stocksbridge from Ecclesfield gets his finish and makes it 3-0. And I think his little brother, one of the Brackenmore boys, will be the happiest of all. The Stocksbridge Park Steels lead 3-0 here. Harrison Poulter with that goal. A really nice finish to the near post. Wombwell goes back underway. They were 3-0 down against Maltby Main in the last round of the Cup. We'll lose that one 3-2 before being reinstated. Did make that game nervy at the end, and that's what Stocksbridge will want to avoid. Harrison Poulter though making a good claim for why he should be in the first team after that finish. Obviously Luke Rawson ineligible for this game due to not being registered in time. Should be able to play other Sheffield Senior Cup games should Stocksbridge progress. Ball goes long and to Marshall trying to turn and move back and blocked. It goes all the way to Poulter. Back into midfield to Marshall, gets it out to the right to O'Connor, who 1-2s it, and now Poulter has it on the right wing. He's got some options in the middle if he can find the space for a cross, but McDermott does well to actually not McDermott, it's Rogerson there who gets it, clears it away. Stockbridge had a header back, but McDermott does clear it away. Into midfield it goes, and Eagledon fights for the ball, manages to knock the ball out, and Lemon will send it forward, and Greyslack will chase onto it. I think the offside flag will go up, but no, it doesn't. As Greyslack will face one-on-one with his full-back, goes on the outside, moves it back onto his right, puts the cross towards the edge of the area, but it comes and ricochets off O'Connor's ankle, and Wombwell able to clear. Eagledon will head it back into midfield, but Wombwell looks to clean it, but O'Connor's fighting for it, and Wombwell able to get away with the ball though. Goes back to Wilson, and now back into fence, clipped over the top. I think, it's right to Wilson. Wilson continuing down the right wing, back onto the left, back to Palin, who sends a short pass down the right and will keep it in, and then eventually just sends it off Lemon to get the free kick. Projecting Kerr's comments again. He's been sunbathing all day, which is a bit annoying because they're in the frost we've had here. But then also so wish I was playing. Don't think they're missing you too much at the moment, Tinks, I'm afraid to say. Well, Grumpy Old Man goes get in after Harrison Poulter made it 3-0. Ball goes long, headed on. Looking here for Reese, but so we get it back into, well, it's into Wombwell's midfield now. Wilson controls it back into defence. Takes a touch, Deacon is pressing. Not long into midfield. And it's going to bounce awkwardly. Eagledon can only head it to the side. It's not a great one. Played back into the middle. Townsend spills it slightly, but get it on the second time. Agnew was waiting to try and pounce. Little shaky moment from Stocksbridge. Just a reminder of how professional they need to be for the rest of this game to prevent any potential comeback as O'Connor gets fouled and it's a free kick to Stocksbridge. Some goals to tell about in the NPL East. Cleethorpes Town are 1-0 up on Consett. Jack Van has scored there, and Sheffield are winning there, 1-0 up at Carlton Town. Luke Aldrich has scored. One of Ian Richards' former players at Penistone Church. So back now with Townsend. Back to Townsend. We'll send it long. He's looking for Greyslack. Heads it on. Poulter will collect it. Left hand side of the box. Forced out. Back to Deacon, who has to just let it ghost past him for a second. Gets it back. No, he's been forced deeper though. Lays it off back to Poulter. Tries to find Lemon, but it's cleared away. So back out, and Lemon will have this throw in. Stockbridge just basically, when you're 3-0 up in the first half, you just need to be professional, don't be silly. Don't let them have the hope that they can come back. And throws out to Greyslack, tries to get it back to Lemon, just gets his foot underneath it and goes out for a throw into Wombwell. 31 minutes gone in this game. 3-0 to Stocksbridge Park Steels. Back now with Paling for the throw-in. Thrown down the line here, and back to Paling, and he just kicks that one completely. Gets him shouting out for his footage, and Jordan Lemon's coming over right to us to collect this ball. So hello, Jordan. Do you want to say hello to anyone? No. Nope. we tried an opportunity to get an exclusive current match interview during play. He hasn't got a wife. We wouldn't judge. We would support him completely in Football versus Homophobia month. Ball goes through to Rogerson, and he controls it well to Wombwell. Well read by Owen, who carries one away, sends it down the line. Wombwell try and keep it in, but Palin is able to kick it. Lemon gets a little clip on the back ankle from Reese as well, and now Lemon's going to stay down for a second. Lemon I think we just want to know, I don't think that's going to be an injury like, but I think it's just one of those like, proper stings when you get it. Just how swift, knocked it back at ankles. It's a bit like when you accidentally let a door slam into your foot. It's not actually it's the shock that gets you more than the actual impact. Lemon is now back ready to take this throw in. Lemon was about to take the throw in, but then feinted and now gone short to Turner. Back to Lemon, right to send it long. Greg likes to peel off his man well, but Paling intercepts and heads it away, and Wilson able to clear. Forward now, out, but no foul either way. Back in the middle to Wilson, he switches it out. Look for McDermott, and McDermott's come forward well here. Out to left to Agnew. Trying to get it back into the middle, but well intercepted by Turner, who plays it out to Marshall. Marshall's got space to move. Grejlak's an option if he can find him, but Marshall's going to go on his own. Marshall to Poulter. Holds it up, Poulter. Now looking for Deakin. It's an ambitious pass, and Paling's able to get back and clear it away. But Turner intercepts that with a header. Back to O'Connor, who carries on forward. To the right now. To Murray, who's trying to get on the right. And here comes a cross in the middle, but cleared away. Back in the middle, Turner will get it back to the right. To Marshall. Marshall faces it with his man. We're trying to move it onto his left. With his left, we'll try and loft it, and that's why he's not left-footed in any sort of description, because it's gone further back than it would have been wanted it to. Still with Stocksbridge though. Deakin has it right on this touchline, and then O'Connor flicks over the top. Lemon's going to get to it here. Lemon tries to volley it into the middle, and he's going to claim that was a cross because it was a better looking cross than it was a shot. Out for a throw-in on the opposite side. Hello Dave, thank you very much, saying great commentary once again, Adam. Come on, Stocky. It is helped when we're winning 3-0. I'm a much happier man to commentate after a long day at work. And thankfully, not too long a drive here to Wombwell. Almost as short a drive as it is to Stocksbridge. I'm probably going to be home sooner than I am for a home game today. Unless we do end up with the dreaded penalty kicks. Stocksbridge have won the ball high up here through. Marshall tries to play it back to Grejlak. Grejlak controls, but then he touched toe, pokes it, and it's just narrowly wide. He just couldn't get a clean enough finish. Naturally, it would have been an own goal because it is a corner kick. Will be a corner from this left-hand side for Turner to take. Hello to Terry Charlesworth messaging on Twitter saying, come on Stocky, tuning in from Iceland. We are an international broadcast today. Cyprus, Iceland. I don't think Iceland's season's going either yet, so here comes Turner's corner into the middle and then headed away in that 6-yard box. All the way back to Grejlak. Grejlak's a powerful volley and it's not too far off. Gonna be a goal kick. So back. Hello to Andy Whittick saying, get Butterworth on. I think the team's doing well enough without Butterworth at the moment, but I suspect we'll see him in the second half. Only 3 subs for the Steels today, and Butterworth is one of them, alongside Silence Valladolid-Collins and Kyle Austin. Ball headed on, Lemon able to clear it away. O'Connor will flick it on. Grejlak touches it down well into midfield. Looks for the overlap, looking for O'Connor, but well read by Wilson, who gets it back to Preston. Clears it outfield. Headed on, looking now for Kane Reese, but Lemon able to shield it. Forced backwards though, Lemon, and he forced further backwards by Reese. Sends it back to Townsend, who has it under control. He will be pressured by Agnew, but Townsend able to get it away, and it just bounces back into Wombwell's defence. Being carried forward by Sykes, who had a good switch ball here, looking for Agnew, but it is going over his top, and Murray will just let it go out for a throw-in. For reasons uncertain, Agnew did take a touch onto it. That would have been a goal kick if he had actually kept it in play. So back now with Murray for all this throw-ins. Steele's doing as well as you possibly can do today. 3-0 in the first half against a Wombwell side that has been largely dominant in the Northern Counties Division 1 this year. Yeah, second place behind Horbury, but with 3 games on hand, and winning all 3 games would take them top of that division. Murray launched it downfield, headed back to the middle, but Owen just slices up into the air. Deakin fighting for the ball, but it is with Wombwell, with Wilson into the middle, flicked on the top, looking for Kane Reese. Kane Reese judging the bounce, goes outside again. He's held a bit by Lemon, could have gone down then and maybe earned a penalty if had done so, but he played honestly and he's earned a throw-in right next to the corner flag. And we are seeing Owen Sykes head over, so expect this to end up right in that middle, that 6-yard area. This will be Rory Delap-esque. He must have been some sort of discus thrower at some sort of level, or javelin, because these are ridiculous so far. He goes as far back as the fencing will allow, and here it goes, high lofted into the middle of the box. Townsend punches it, going to go to the edge of the area to Rogerson, but his shot's blocked. Back to Wilson now. He's going to left foot loft it into the box. No one's there for it, and Townsend will be able to just take it with a bit of time, and he's even going to just waste a bit of time and before eventually picking it up. Back now with Townsend, who will take it down. Right footed, will send it towards Marshall, who heads it on. Back to Dando, who then plays it downfield and goes on to their left wing. Agnew keeping it in well into the field, and they're coming forward now. Wombwell lofted pass to Palin, not the best one to Palin, but that was a high foot from Grezlak. I'm surprised that wasn't penalised as Guest tries to get his way through. Out into the left, into the middle, out back to Wilson. Will be pressed by Grezlak. Out to Palin. Palin back to Wilson. He's got some space. Grezlak chasing after it at the moment as there's a poor pass which Deacon's able to intercept. No, Deacon will look for Marshall. It's a great pass for Marshall, who will get the chance to run at Jack Dando. But it's a sliding tackle which at first I thought was a really good tackle from Gareth McDermott. But the referee today, who we don't know the name of, has decided not, and it will be a free kick to Stocksbridge. What's interesting is that, personally, I think the referee's wrong. I think that was a great tackle from Gareth McDermott. He's hooked the ball really well from Tommy Marshall. But if that is a foul, really, Gareth McDermott should be getting a booking for stopping what was a potential opportunity. So he's kind of got it wrong on two occasions here. Danny Deacon will take the ball from 30 yards out, and he is the Stockbridge set piece specialist. Will he try an effort from this distance though? Would certainly be a spectacular one if he could pull it off. Here comes Deakin, will take it. He's going to take it short to Marshall in a routine on the right hand side. Maybe Marshall's just going to be a bit too slow to do it, but he's back to Deakin. Deakin takes it left footed, lofts the ball into the middle. I think just the quality of ball is lacking. That routine did look like it caught Wombwell out for a second. That poor pass will catch Wombwell out. Grezlak's onto the ball, into the box, trying to move it onto his right, trying to now get it back onto his left. Takes a shot just over the bar. I don't think he ever got it comfortable into his feet to be able to wrap it round like he wanted to there. And instead he just had to just slam it with his left, and it went over the bar. 40 minutes and a half gone in this game. It is 3-0 to Stocksbridge Park Steels. Hello to Mark Hill going, excellent start, Steels. Boom. Ball long now from Preston, headed away. Poulter's trying to chase on him, fight for it. Poulter's got the touch, he's moving into the box on the right hand side. Hyde on the edge of the box on that right wing. He's been forced backwards, looking back for Marshall, but that pass has been intercepted. Stockbridge still trying to keep it up and got a block on it as it goes out for a Wombwell throw. In the Champions League, Benfica are 1-0 up on Monaco. Aktekoglu has scored in a real challenge of my pronunciation skills. I've been to both those grounds. Champions Steels as Stockbridge tried to play ball forward, looking for Grezlak, but cleared away. Into the midfield, and Steels will clear that one away as it goes forward. Will be headed out for by Wombwell for a Stockbridge throw-in about halfway into the home team's half. Back to the right now. Throw into the middle, and Stockbridge trying to fight for it. Marshall though loses the ball, and Wombwell are trying to start a counter-attack here, but then they just overrun it. Higgledon's able to intercept, and he just flicked it over now to Marshall, who's just been brilliant in this game so far. Outright here to, and then back to Turner. Loft a high one for Marshall to try and get the bounce down on, and he is going to do so down that right wing, but then it's wound up off him and out for a Stocksbridge throw. Wilson covering some yards for Wombwell in this game. Great commentary, Adam, from Tinker, thank you very much for that. Bishop Auckland have taken the lead against Sherwood College. John Howard, who scored again, 2 in 2 games for him. Although Ryan Stocks trying to get through, it was Danny Deakin trying to break through, but eventually just dribbles it out to play, and it will be a Wombwell throw. 43 minutes gone in this game, 3-0 to the Steels. Owen heads it away, looks for Grejlak, touches it trying to get to the right wing, but Wilson intercepts, clears it out to the left to Agnew, who then gets it over Murray. Agnew will continue, but then miskicks that one, and that allows Murray to get back in and intercept. All the way back to Townsend now. Takes the touch. Sending it long, and not a great kick from Townsend. It goes over Ian Richards in his bench and out for a Wombwell throw. Also in the Champions League, Club Bruges are winning 2-0 against Atalanta. I think that gives them the lead in aggregate against last year's Europa League winners. Fogger won the ball back. Turner here trying to charge forward. He's got 2 men on him though. Has to play it back in defence, but that's giving it to Wombwell, but it's been given as an offside. Thought that was Turner's pass, but he's actually given advantage here, and Deakin is going to charge forward for Stocksbridge. Deakin is on this left-hand side. He's going to try and get it to Grejlak. Well, but by Palin, and it just looked like it might bounce into the pass of Grejlak, but he couldn't stay on his feet, and that allowed Wombwell to get back in defence. Poulter pressing here as it's cleared outfield. Out now for Wombwell. It's a really nice pass now to Jason Paling, who will come down this right-hand side. Going to look for Jordan Kershaw with the cross, but he's blocked by Deakin. Townsend's racing to try and keep it in, but he won't make it in time. It will be a corner to Wombwell. And this is a big moment for Wombwell. If they could get this set piece in as we get very close to half time, they would go into that break going, we can do this, we can get back, because 2 goals in a second half feels just a lot more achievable than 3. So that means it's also a crucial moment for Stockbridge to defend, to really just make sure Wombwell go in downbeat into the dressing rooms. Because even in a cup match against a team 2 divisions above, you would want to be 3-0 down at half time. Especially a team that has been so good like Wombwell. McDermott's going to take this corner. Right-footed into the 6-yard area. Townsend tries to punch it, and then it was Agnew who stabbed it, but it's gone out to the right to McDermott. Puts another cross in, headed away at the near post, and then Murray gets sliced down, and it will be not a free kick because it's half time. So it's 3-0 to Stocksbridge Park Steels here. They got a goal on the 9th minute once again from a corner. Danny Deakin's corner was whipped in, and Elliot Owen got the header this time rather than Paul Iggulden. 6 minutes later, a counter-attack, so Alex O'Connor finished with a plum to make it 2-0, and then on the 27th minute, a tidy finish from Harrison Poulter made it 3. Stocksbridge Park Steels have a foot in the next round in the semi-finals. We'll see if they can just complete the journey in the next 45 minutes. We'll see you then. Hello and welcome back to the recreation ground for the second half of this Sheffield Senior Cup match between Wombwell Town and Stocksbridge Park Steels. The first half couldn't have gone better for the Steels even if they'd dreamed it. It's 3-0 to the Steels. They knew this game would be a threat and a risk, and getting the early goal really eased the nerves, and they are now 3-0 up, and it's just about being professional in the second half. The second half is now underway, with Wombwell getting us underway in the red shirts, black shorts, red socks, kicking from right to left, while Stocksbridge Park Steels are in the yellow shirts, blue shorts, blue socks from left to right. I don't believe there's been any substitutes in this second half, so we will go through the teams for you now. So the teams for you now, it's Charlie Preston in goal for Wombwell, then it's Jason Palin, Gareth McDermott, Jack Wilson, Jack Dando, Owen Sykes, Kian Guest, Charlie Rogerson, Edward Agnew, Jordan Kershaw and Kane Rees. The bench is Ethan Fox, Charlie Dando, Liam Owen, Nathan Vamplew and Daniel Llewellyn. Wombwell are on a bit of an attack at the moment, so we're just going to follow that before going for the Stocks team as Palin gets it on the right-hand side, but he is being forced back by a two-man press. And then Stocksbridge intercept, but then it's blocked and goes back now to Wilson. Wilson opens up, takes the shot. Townsend has to palm it down before catching it. So we'll go through the Stocksbridge team now. As Elliot Owen is shouting orders, he's not happy with the way Steels have started this second half. So Steels team is as follows: Ben Townsend's in goal, then it's Elliot Murray, Jordan Lemon, Curtis Turner, Elliot Owen who scored the opening goal, Paul Iggulden, Danny Deakin, Alex O'Connor who scored the second goal, Harrison Poulter who scored his first goal for the club, Tommy Marshall and Oliver Grejlak. Ash Butterworth, Silas Aldodd Collins and Kyle Austin are on the bench. Just a three-man bench for Stocksbridge today. So the ball is back here on the left-hand side, and Lemon chucks it down, but Palin heads it away. Then before by Grejlak, battled for by Marshall, goes away into the middle, and it's McDermott just boots that one away. Will be a throw-in right in between the two benches. Garforth made it 2-0 against Bradford Park Avenue. Before the break, Charlie Marshall scoring. Stocksbridge trying to get an attack going. Back to Lemon on the left-hand side, deep. Right-footed, clips it into the middle to Marshall, who's been forced backwards and almost loses the ball to Rogerson, but Marshall manages to keep it as he goes over to the left. He eventually does lose it, but then he's still fighting for it, but then Wombwell able to get the ball back to Palin it goes, and back down the field it goes. Headed into the midfield, Stocksbridge fights for the ball. Owens trying to bully his way through. Owens ended up quite high up the pitch as it goes back to McDermott, who sends on over the top. Murray will cover. Murray just a bit apprehensive before he's able to pass it back to Townsend. He drives it into the middle to Deakin. Deakin loses the ball, and he goes back to Lemon, who sends it downfield. Headed away by Sykes to the right, but it's going to go into the field. Turner gets it, appeals for a free kick for a push on Charlie Rogerson, and not given, but Wombwell on the ball anyway now. With Rees back into the middle to Guest, who knocks it over the top. Back it goes to Owen and headed away into the middle. Wombwell will look to build the attack, and they switched it really well to McDermott, but Murray's read it really well on that side, and he's going to get it back, and there's a counter-attack. Murray adventuring down the right-hand side, and then Murray's, I don't know what to call that. Is it a pass? Is it a cross? Doesn't matter, it's in Charlie Preston's hands. I think Murray normally a centre-back, and I think that is one of the reasons why he is normally a centre-back, because he doesn't have the greatness and the crossing ability that is demanded of full-backs and wing-backs these days. Just got a stoppage in play at the moment. Referee has stopped proceedings. He's just heading over to see Charlie Preston. I think it might be a ball-related issue. Wait, no. The ball was just got to the referee, who dropped it back to Preston, and the game's underway again. The mystifying things that happen in non-league football, as Agnew fights for the ball, and he's managed to get it down to himself on that right wing. Puts the cross in. It's a good-looking cross. Headed in, and it's a good header from Jordan Kershaw, and Wombwell have got what they needed, an early goal in this second half. It's the exact opposite of what the Steels would have wanted. They'd have wanted to have kept that clean sheet for as long as possible into this second half. They haven't done so. Wombwell have hope. 3-1 here. So Stocksbridge attacking down the left-hand side. Be a bit more intent with their attacks, but imagine now, and they thought they'd earned a corner, but instead it just does go out for a goal kick. And we're going to see a Wombwell substitution now. After Wombwell's leading scorer, Jordan Kershaw, scored for the home team. And it is actually the goal scorer, Kershaw, who is heading off, it seems. Oh, he's going to return back to the pitch, so it's not him just yet. I think that might be a bit of mind game, but I don't think there's a substitute just yet. Goes forward, and Stocksbridge give away a free kick in the Wombwell half. Stocksbridge been a bit asleep since coming back out and have conceded that early goal in this half. They still lead 3-1 though. Grumpy on Mountain, come on Steele's waking up. As McDermott launches the ball downfield. Misread there by Turner, but just fall out to Lemon, who just launches it away. Greslak will chase, but Sykes will get to it first. First time pass down to the right. Makes its way to Paling, and Paling will charge down the right, and Wombwell looking good here. Just needs the cross. Here comes the cross, blocked by Lemon. Paling will follow it, and he's going to get it back. Back it goes now to Guest. Guest going down the right-hand side, trying to get through a man, and it's just going to be covered, and then goes out of play for a goal kick. 51 minutes gone here. 3-1 to the Steels. Got Club Brugge winning 3-0 against Atalanta in the Champions League. That is a mad scoreline. Considering the teams that Atalanta have beaten that tournament over the last few years, including Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp, Liverpool in the Pomp actually he beat. The ball goes forward, look for Greg. I think that was a high foot, but nothing was given because Wombwell's back on the ball. Stocksbridge just asleep at the wheel at the moment, and eventually did go out for a Stocksbridge throw though. So back to Lemon. Who will launch the throw downfield. Good header away from Wombwell, but it's actually been given as a Stocksbridge free kick. I think went over the top of Poulter. So we'll be back now. Stocksbridge free kick. Curtis Turner will take it. Ball goes into the box. Owen looks for the header. It ends up almost being an own goal there. It was the number 5, Jack Dander, the Wombwell's captain, that almost steered it into his own net. It was a good save from Preston. And Wombwell are trying to make use of some of the space that Stocksbridge have given up. Guest trying to get down the right-hand side, back down to Palin. He knocks one over the top. Owen niggled in a fight for it, but it's almost bundled way through. It has got its way through onto the right-hand side. Cross going in, knocked away, and can be covered as Owen's back to collect it and sends it downfield. Goes all the way back into defence now for Wombwell. And now back to Preston. Townsend is shouting orders. He's not happy with the way his defence has played so far. It's a poor kick from Preston that's going to put them under some pressure. Greslak racing in on goal. Finds the overlap of Deakin on the left. Deakin high, loft across towards that far post. And Marshall's going to play it back into the middle. Header towards middle. Goes back to the number 10 to Murray. Alex O'Connor takes a curling shot. Deflected over the bar. Will be a corner kick. Alright, Brew, what level are Wombwell Town? Wombwell Town are step 6, so they're in the Northern Counties Division 1. They're second place in that division, with 3 games on hand on the leaders, and if they won all 3, they would go top. I wouldn't look at the level of Wombwell Town to their quality. They could definitely compete at the right end of the Northern Counties Premier Division. Got some players here that won't look out of place in the Northern Premier League either. Here comes Turner's corner. Looking for the far post. Punched away by Preston. It's going to go out for another corner kick. So it's back now. Deakin will take his corner. It was on a corner like this where Stocksbridge got their opening goal. And we are about 10 minutes into the second half. So it's a similar sort of time than when we've seen Deakin deliver 2 corners that led to goals in this game and the last. Deakin will look to curl this one in. Here it comes, left wing, looking for the far post. High, lofted. Preston missed the punch, but it is knocked away. Back now to Greg, like a collects it corner of the box. Drops it in, but headed away at the near post. Goes right aside, there's appeals for a handball, and that's what's being given. Looks like Wombwell are going to make a substitute here. We're sure of this one this time. And it does look like the goal scorer, Kershaw, is heading off. And Liam Owen will be replacing him. Bit of a surprise to see the goal scorer head off. Perhaps carrying a knock. And looking after him for the league. One ball forward, head up into the air by Wombwell, and Stockbridge will collect it, but then lose it again on that left-hand side, and Wombwell try and fight in, and they send a bottom ball forward, and just ricocheting a few times. Stockbridge aren't able to get it away, and Wombwell's about to charge forward, but Owen tackles, gets it out now to Marshall. Turns well. Marshall was great in the first half, and is now using his pace. Got Murray as an overlap. Finds Murray with the overlap. Marshall wants it back. He's going to slip it back to Marshall. Marshall takes it on the outside of the edge of the area, back into the middle, and then cleared away before it can make it to Poulter. Cleared out now to Owen. He's going to lose the ball to Turner. Good work from him. Over the left-hand side, look for Grejlak. It's a great pass to Grejlak. Palin pressed too far up there. Grejlak looks to put the cross in. Good-looking cross, and the header from Poulter's over the bar. Jason Palin just got completely caught out on the right-hand side, pushed too far forward, lofted the ball at the top, found Oliver Grejlak in plenty of space, but his cross was good, but Poulter wasn't able to steer his header into the top corner. So goal kick went back to Stocksbridge, and Stocksbridge trying to get down the left-hand side. Grejlak was sliced down. So it will be a free kick. Stocksbridge have seemingly settled down after the early jitters, which led to the Wombwell goal, and we are going to get our first booking of the game, it seems. Jason Palin will be the man receiving the booking. So it will be a chance for Stockbridge to get the ball into the box. Name it the likes of Owen and Paul Igledon, who scored a goal apiece in this game and the last. Diagonal ball into the box. Igledon gives the header, and it's in! Paul Igledon gets his second goal in 2 games. He's headed it in at the far post, and Wombwell, who may have had some hope after getting the early goal in the second half, have just seen those hopes extinguished. Paul Igledon with the goal. And I think his dad beside me is pretty chuffed with that one as well. It's always decent seeing your lad score a goal at football. So 4-1 to the Seals again. And that 3-goal advantage is restored. And Wombwell have to now fight back once again. As it's built from the back now, as Wombwell look to get... I've started from the kickoff very quickly. I think they know they need goals, and they need goals fast. Wasn't a strong header from Igledon, but it was just enough to take it past Preston. Ball goes in the left-hand side. Where it goes back now to Preston. And out it goes for a Stocksbridge throw. Big ball filtering in was pretty aimless. I think we might be seeing a Stocksbridge substitution soon because I've seen Silas Valladolid Collins prepare on the wing. Well, by the wing. We just have a bit of stoppage in the game at the moment. 60 minutes gone, the Steels lead 4-1. Grumpy old man commenting saying that's better, 2-2 for Iggy and David Tinker. What a player that lad is, great future in front of him. I think we all agree that. I think he's one of those players that we all are thinking we love him, but he ain't going to be with us for too long. Stoppage in play just continuing now. We're not entirely sure what it's for. I think it was an injury of a Wombwell player just on the opposite side, but that's what now. Stocksbridge will get the game underway. I think we've got some young Wombwell fans to the right, because you may have heard them quite a bit. They've noticed the young Stocksbridge fans and they're having a few chant battles here. I think, at the very least, can I just say, look, groups of young lads, they're not causing any trouble, they're just having fun, and they're both being very good examples of their football club right now. And we do love seeing it, because non-league's traditionally an old man's game, and seeing more youngsters get into it would be fantastic. As Turner looking to win the ball high up, he can only kick it out of play, but it's actually the last touches from a Wombwell defender. The language I can't approve of the kids, by the way. They shouldn't know that language. If I was saying that at that age, my granddad would be getting me in an headlock and washing my mouth out with soap, which he did do. With Parkinson's. Don't know how he managed it. Was very impressive. Also, once going before scouts, he absolutely wrecked my face by washing me to the red raw with a bloody flannel. Was Wombwell have a throw in here on the left hand side. Quickly taken by Agnew, back into defence and sent forward, back to Agnew, keeps it in, but Murray reads it really well, and now here comes Stocksbridge going forward. Marshall's on the right, and that's the option he takes. Marshall slows it down, back it goes to Deakin, he just allows it to move it onto his left, short pass to Turner, who tries to take it into the box, he's moved onto the left, stabbed forward, but then blocked and cleared away. With Owen now, being forced backwards, but being pressed all the time by Eagledon, who's very high up the pitch at the moment. He's going to get some, he's going to get sickness out that eye. So he goes back to Lemon now as almost clearance. He's back with Stocksbridge. Grejlak dropped deep to get it, and he's trying to turn his man, but he was blocked from doing that by Paling. So will return it to defence. Owen sends it forward. Forward it goes, back to Lemon, into the middle. To O'Connor. Sends it over to Murray, who carries it forward, clips it over the top, looks for Turner. Really good pass to Turner. He's getting a bit of pressure in the back, and that did allow McDermott to come in and make the tackle. But Dermott went down while making the tackle, but while he might have hoped for a foul, he's not going to get it. It is a corner kick. Still having good fun, these lads. We'll give credit, they are singing while they're losing, and that's something a lot of adults can't do. Deakin will have this corner kick. Deakin will put this corner in, looking for the far post. Preston punches it away. It's going to be another corner from the left-hand side this time. Turner to take that one. Grumpy old man, it's called character building, Adam. Certainly was character building, but it's built this character you see, well, you're here now, so you can debate whether it was a good or bad thing. So back now with Turner for the corner kick. Right-footed, curled, looking for that far post. It's a strong header, and Owen almost gets a second. It will be a goal kick. He just didn't get enough of his head onto it. Stocksbridge will be pleased how dangerous their set pieces have been. And here comes a substitute. And we will be seeing a couple of subs come on. We're seeing Jordan Lemon head off it, and also Tommy Marshall. They are to be replaced by Ash Butterworth and Silas Valladolid Collins. So we're going to see a change in shape here with Butterworth coming on for a defender. Can't imagine Butterworth playing left back. I think they are changing to a 3 at the back actually. We are putting him down as Collins in the commentary because the Valladolid Collins is such a long name that it actually breaks the commentary graphic. Butterworth just won the ball well, and he's going to try and get through a few players, but he's having a good battle with Guest. Guest is going to win that battle, lays off to Rogerson, who sends it over the top, looking for Liam Owen. It's a nice ball here. Owen on the left-hand side, facing up with Murray. Murray going backwards. Into midfield it'll go. Over to McDermott. Then clipped forward by Wilson. Middleton will head it out. It will be a throw-in. So, and here comes Owen Sykes for the Rory Delap throw-in. I suspect some teams in the Northern Counties might do that Boaz Mail trick of kicking it out for a corner rather than face one of these throws. I've got confirmation from the Wombwell officials that has happened. I don't blame them, to be honest. And that is a great long throw-in right into the far post, and it's gone down to the box. It's been blocked a couple of times and then cleared away, and yep, that's why you clear them out for a corner rather than a throw-in. Big clearance from Stocksbridge forward, but then well won by Wombwell. We're going to launch it back to the diagonal side, but Murray will just follow that and collect it. Takes his touch. Forward to O'Connor. Controls it into the middle. We'll switch it out on that left-hand side. I think it's Danny Deakin who's moved into left back, which we did see him in the very first round of this tournament at left back. But it is still the 4-3-3 from Stocksbridge. As Guest is forced back into defence, and then not long. Looking here for Robertson, but Owen goes in over the top of him, and it will be a Wombwell free kick. 67 minutes gone in this game. It is 4-1 to the Seals. I just explained that, Tinker. I don't know when that comment came in, but Deakin's gone to left back. Valladolid Collins has taken the spot on the left wing, with Grezlak moving to the right. Butterworth is in the centre of midfield. Got some goals in the Premier League to tell you about after the free kick's taken. Looped in, headed on. Going to be challenged for by Owen as it goes to the left-hand side of the box. Owen is being forced out. Some good defensive work from Elliot Owen here. And then eventually Grezlak gets the final touch. It will be a throw-in, so we are going to see another one of these throw-ins, I imagine. Yep. You see Jack Wilson is summoning Owen Sykes over. That's his duty, and God, it's a hell of a weapon, this. The only problem he's got is that lamppost is a bit in the way. He's going to actually take it short to Wilson, and he finds Sykes. Sykes plays it back to Wilson, who looks to play it back and then puts the cross in blocked, and Grezlak will try to clear, but I think he just got his foot stuck in the turf a bit there, and he dribbles out playing, and now it's another throw-in, and another time for Sykes to try and get it in the box. So, massive throw again from Sykes into the middle 6-yard area, headed on, and it's somehow not got in, and now it's going to be cleared away. I thought that hit the top of the bar, that I think at some point. That took the weirdest bounces as it was headed towards goal. It was almost as if there was a force shield on that Steel's goal. Still don't know how that didn't go in. The Seals survive. Turner lays it off to the left to Deakin, but met by Payne before it gets to him, goes forward but bounces out for a Stocksbridge throw-in. Can I just say, David Tinker is currently wrecking his son in the comments, saying we might now have a left-back who can score, which I think is a bit cruel, and we would never do that in the official Stocksbridge Park Steels media, and tell you the mick of our left-back, with his Tony Hibbert-esque streak of not scoring for us. Jack Tinker's probably too young to know who Tony Hibbert is. Ball goes forward. Actually, this is Poulter with a chance in the box. Poulter strikes just wide of the far post. It should have been 5-1. Really good play. He's done very well to just move that ball onto his left foot and get the space. Strikes it really cleanly as well, but he sends it wide of that far post. It should be 5-1 though. He'll be disappointed he didn't get that. I think he'd have been running off to his brother in the corner had he netted that one. Butterworth holding up the ball well, flicks it on forward well to Turner. Turner carries on forward. Turner's going to take the effort, but he never gets much power on that, and it's a slow, low dive from Preston that stops that making its way into the goal. We're past the 70th minute mark. Ball is forward. Eagledon heads it way into midfield and forward by Rogerson. Going to be battled for midfield and almost won. Owen side challenge, gets it back. Wombwell have it back. They spread it out to Owen on the left wing. Owen looking to beat Murray here, but he's being forced backwards. He's trying to turn at Murray, and he's going to get around the outside, but Murray, good tackling, stops it. And then Turner clears. And Poulter's off to the races. Poulter's looking to get past Dando, but I think Poulter has just pulled something as he's done that. And that's a big concern, because it's nothing Dando's done. He's just pulled some, and if that is an injury that forces him off, and I suspect you might even just take him off now to prevent the risk of him doing anything serious in a game that should be over for the Steels, barring disaster. I suspect we might see Kyle Austin come on for his first appearance this season. So we're just seeing that treatment going. So these goals in the Northern Premier League to tell you about. Liversedge had equalised against Newton Aycliffe with Don Weston, but Newton Aycliffe are back in the lead. Jake Pettigene scored from the spot. Cleethorpes are 2-0 upon Concert. Curtis Bateson has scored. Carlton have equalised against Sheffield FC. Nathan Watson has scored. And Bradford Park Avenue's recent terrible form will continue. Jay Davis has made it 3-0. That is away at the Horsefall as well, in a local derby. Bradford Park Avenue, that must be a bit of a sting to the pride of a very proud, former Football League club to be losing 3-0 at home to Garforth, a team that's traditionally been in the northern counties, though did once have Socrates. And Lee Sharp. Current scorelines aren't helping Stocksbridge, though. It would move us down to 8th. Poulter will head off to the sidelines to get further treatment. But Wombwell are going to make a substitution while we have the break in play. But the game is actually restarted as the sub was about to go. So that's not been the great management of the game by the referees here. Charlie Rogerson was heading off. I don't know if he has headed off. It looked like I think he realised the game was in play in return, because he actually can't head off at the moment. We will have the ball doesn't go for a throw, so I think we will now have that substitution of Charlie Rogerson heading off. And here comes his replacement, who we are begging him to turn round so we can see his number. Looks like, from my angle, that's Ethan Fox that's made his way on. That's Wombwell's change to try and see if they can spark a comeback. Well, there's forward from Stocksbridge, but Preston out well to collect it. We haven't seen a couple of the former Steels that are in Wombwell's ranks at the moment today. Josh Nodder is a former Steels player, well-liked player of Brackenmore, who's registered to Wombwell at the moment, but he's not playing today. Butterworth wins the ball high up, looking to lay it off, but doesn't do so in the end, then tries to find Grejlat, but intercepted by McDermott. Also registered to Wombwell is Nick Guest, who featured towards the end of Ian Richards' first season, Stocksbridge having been one of Richards' strikers at Pennington Church. Wombwell's on a good attack here. Agnews just let it out to the right-hand side to Kane Rees, who holds it up. Back it goes to Paling. Now back into midfield to Fox. Plays into the box, but Butterworth intercepts. Arms go up in frustration from the Wombwell team. Butterworth pass forward is blocked, but ricochets out to Grezlak. Back now to O'Connor. Lays it off to Murray, who will cross the halfway line. Carrying on with it. Grezlak is an option on the right, and then a late challenge from McDermott will be penalised. It's not a very good challenge from McDermott, and he could end up in the book for it. He is going to end up in the book for it. The referee's got his yellow card out already. What's interesting, though, to say is that McDermott probably should, it weren't a foul, but the way the free kick was given early on, he probably should have got one for that. So he could probably count himself as a unlucky lucky boy. But staying down, concerningly, is Grezlak. And Liv Phillips will return to the pitch for more physio treatments. So we are going to be down to 10 men for a while when the game resumes. Hello, Caroline Frost in the comments. Nice to have you listening today. Elias Ben-Seguir has put Monaco 2-1 up away at Monaco in the Champions League. We'll have a look, see what they are on the aggregate, because it means nothing really, those score lines. We have that. It's 2-2 on aggregate there, so Benfica Monaco might be one to watch in extra time in the bar after the game. Bayern Celtic still 0-0, by the way, so Celtic still have a chance. Here comes the free kick from Deakin. High lofted looking for the far post. Preston will claim that one fairly simply. Launches it out. Goes to Paley, who gets caught on the ball, loses it here. And now Silas Valladolid Collins will try and get down the left. He's causing some problems for Wilson at the moment. Moves back in onto his right, back in the middle for Grezlak, who chests it back looking for O'Connor, and maybe a bit too clever for its own good. Wombwell have the ball, but then that pass has just gone back to Elliot Owen. Now to Butterworth. Back to Deakin, who clips over the top to Bertworth, who then loses the ball, and Wombwell will look to get the attack going, but then that's instead of then trying to find Butterworth again. Butterworth a bit late with that tackle, but Stocksbridge have the ball back. Back now with Townsend. Townsend sends it forward, looking for Grezlak. Big powerful header away from Dando, fairly done. As it all goes all the way back to Townsend now. He takes the touch, short to Murray, and he'll carry it forward. Murray, his clearance has took a nice little deflection for Wombwell. Back now for Agnew, who will clip it into the box, but it's too far for Reese to get to. He's back with Townsend. Belper Town have had a red card. Owen Evans has been sent off in their game against Pontefract Collieries. It is 0-0 there at the moment. As we have another injury here at the moment, but it is for Wombwell this time. Liam Owen has stayed down. We're having quite a lot of breaks for injuries at the moment. Doncaster Rovers have just had a man sent off as well, Jack Senior. The man giving his marching orders. I think Stocksbridge can be very, very proud of themselves so far in this game. 4-1 up. Handled a very tricky opponent, the toughest opponent on paper that the Steels have faced yet in this tournament. Done very well. I think the early goal is the most important thing against a side that have scored for fun in their division this year at times, and getting that early goal eases the nerves. It's something that didn't happen at Nostell, and we saw they only had one big chance here, Wombwell, and they took it right at the start of that second half, where Stocksbridge really didn't come out of the traps particularly well, and Wombwell took advantage, but Stocksbridge responded well to that, getting the goal through Paul Eagledon, and that's kind of finished this off as a contest. So we will get the game back underway soon, as Liam Owen just will go back for a bit more treatment on the sidelines. Wonder if we will see Kyle Austin come on later. He's dual registered with Goole, and obviously now he will not be featuring in the Sheffield Senior Cup even. Oh, so no problem with cup time. But if you want, I think there is a concern that if he did play, he wouldn't be able to play in the reserve Sheffield Saturday Cup. They're in the semi-finals this weekend against Penistone Church reserves. Stocksbridge to win that ball. Deakin wins the header well. Forward to Butterworth, who controls it. Back to the left and forward it goes to Valladolid Collins. Back to Deakin. Clip forward and look to get it forward and go back to Butterworth, and we'll be back in the middle for Butterworth again, and then back to Owen, who clips it over the top, but it's headed away. It's out for a throw-in. Just Tinker said he played 90 last night, so maybe that's why we're not going to see Kyle Austin in. I guess that was. We've seen a Wombwell substitute coming off, and that is Liam Owen heading off after that injury. We'll get the name of the replacement when we see the number. But when it pops up on the Wombwell Twitter, the Stocksbridge do go forward. Valladolid Collins again, who's been lively since coming on. Trying to get back now to be under pressure. Back to Butterworth. Looking to control, holding onto the ball well. But again, being forced further and further back at the moment. And has to give it back to Deakin, who knocks it touch. One touch here to Poulter, back to the left, and it's good one touch passing before the final one was a bit overhit, and it's back with Preston. So that is Liam Owen off, and Nathan Van Plu has replaced him. What you're saying when you see a player who's a substitute to go off with an injury. Again, it's the non-contact ones, and they're the ones you do get really concerned about. Well, there's for Wombwell. 81 minutes gone in this game, 4-1 to the Steels. Well, there's forward, and then Stocksbridge trying to get the ball, and they do clear it away. Look, Butterworth, who holds it up well. Deakin's offering himself an attacking option in the end. Butterworth tried to knock it off a midfielder to get a throw. It comes off him last out. It's a throw into Wombwell. So back now for throwing to take forward the number 2 for Paley. Gives the 1-2 in the middle now to middle and headed on, but Stocksbridge will get it back, and back to O'Connor, who sends it forward to Grezlak, holds the ball up in the centre but loses out to Van Plu, but then wins it back again. O'Connor gets the ball, back to Murray it goes. Stocksbridge builds from the back as Murray clips forward for Valladolid Collins on the right wing. Just pushes his man off, tries to race onto the ball, but being read well by Dando, clears way, but only to O'Connor, who knocks it forward. Back to Dando though it goes, and Wombwell will look to send the ball forward, looking for Agnew, but Murray wins it back in the middle to Turner. Turner gives it back to Murray, back to Turner. Turner will carry it forward and step forward to Valladolid Collins, who turns his man really well. Got some pressure though from Guest. Valladolid Collins sends it to the right. Grezlak will keep it in. He needs an option in the middle though. Back to the right now it goes into Butterworth. Butterworth is looking for an effort, but he can't do it here. And out to the left here, and now to Deakin. I think I've just noticed that Harrison Poulter is now no longer on the pitch, so Stockbridge are actually down to 10 men with injury. Kyle Austin staying on the bench. So on to the left here to Deakin. Played off to the left now to Valladolid Collins. Looking to take his man, tackle goes in, it's out for a throw-in. Valladolid Collins seems to be more playing in a centre forward role since Poulter has headed off with injury, but not replaced. Hopefully he'll be able to be back for Saturday's game. He's made a claim why he should start though. Luke Rawson had that very impressive performance on Saturday as well. We're seeing some really tricky decisions for Ian Richards now in the up front areas for the right reasons. Ball goes forward and goes to the edge of the area, back it goes to Butterworth, who's got some space, and then it's not, but then the tackle goes in as he just held onto it maybe a bit too long, and it's out for a throw-in. Cleethorpes a 3-0 up on Concert. Nicky Walker has scored. That's going to be a long trip back for Concert. As Concert get it back to Deakin, trying to open some space up for him. Back to Turner, who then gives it back to O'Connor. O'Connor just swivels on the ball. Lays it off to the left now to Deakin, who will look for the overlap here. Deakin on the ball again. Forced back to O'Connor. Trying to play in the middle, one will get the tackle, and now Wilson just knocks away, but only back to Butterworth, who toe pokes it out to Turner, who's trying to just get the ball to the right-hand side where there's a lot more space. Murray trying to get it forward through the number 12 Fox, and he does actually get through him very well, and he's continuing on his own. Got options to go back, but instead Murray wants to go on his own again, but eventually the tackle goes in for, and it goes out for a throw-in. So back to Murray for this throw. Thrown out to Valladolid Collins. Gets it back to Murray, clips it forward to Grezlak, who wins that battle for it, but then the next tackle goes in and it goes out for another throw. And Stocksbridge just seeing this game out as professionally as you can. Nice. Oh, wow. Celtic have taken the lead against Bayern Munich. Kuhn has scored two. That is 2-2 on aggregate. That's one to watch in the bar afterwards. If it goes to extra time, as Grezlak just pushed over and loses the ball, Valladolid Collins blocks the clearance, and Wombwell are forced to send a high clearance out. Turner's onto it. He's being forced backwards at the moment. Back to Deakin, who sends it over the top, and the offside flag does eventually go up. And it will be a free kick to Wombwell. Also, if you remember Bobby Poynton, who used to play for Brighouse and Ossett United on loan from Bradford City, he's just scored in the EFL Trophy against Birmingham City. Shows you what lone players can do after having a grounded in non-league. Because Bobby Poynton, as a tricky winger, was sent into the stands a few times by some of the fullbacks in this league, as Stockbridge give a free kick away just inside their own half. I think Jack Tinker might have been one of those fullbacks that tried to send Bobby Poynton into the stands at one point. Free kick here for Wombwell. Townsend is shouting orders. He's taking this as seriously as he would if it was 1-0 up. Short to Fox. Then back to Vamplu. Clip ball into the box. It's fairly aimless, and Townsend will just chest it down and then pick it up. 86 minutes gone in this game. It is 4-1. Great ball forward to Valladolid Collins. His heavy touch took him a bit deeper back, and then he passes it back to Butterworth, who lays it off to the left to Deakin. Deakin takes a touch, sends it long over the top, looking again for Valladolid Collins, who brings it down really well. He's one-on-one with Dando, puts the cross in, look at the far post, and then it just can't get a touch onto it before it goes out of play. So Connor trying to do his best work on the right-hand side there. So it will be a chance, well, it will be a time for Wombwell to get the ball away. Long ball forward, headed on by Agnew, and well done by O'Connor, back to Turner, who sends it forward. Grezlak will fight for it, but bumped into the air by McDermott. Gave Dando something to do as he had to boot it away, and it's back with Dando, and Stockbridge just returned it to him, but Grezlak just robbed him of the ball and got it to Butterworth. Butterworth is going to charge forward with it. Butterworth moves into the box on the right-hand side. He's going to get pushed in the back. There's going to be no penalty for it, though. Not enough of a push from Dando. I think it's one of those where if it was a more even scoreline, we might have seen a more definite decision than that. Butterworth then gave a foul away with a slide tackle. Sherwood Colliery have equalised against Bishop Auckland. Terry Aitum has scored his second in the game. Newton Aycliffe has gone 3-1 up on Liversidge. Dean Fexton the scorer, and Consett have won back against Cleethorpes. Will Shaw has got that goal. Ball forward, brought by Preston. Stockbridge do clear it out and tried a bit of one-touch passing, but O'Connor's touch took it away from him. Wilson intercepts, lays it over to Sykes, who has carried his ball forward. High lofted ball that goes over to Fox. Fox is trying to move into some space. now lays it off. Good pass to McDermott here. McDermott puts a cross in, but it's a booming cross that misses everyone. But it is Palin does get it on the right-hand side, so there's another opportunity for a ball into the box. Back it goes into midfield. Left-footed ball into the box, headed away well by Iggulden, and will be collected deep by Deakin, who clears it away. Headed back into the right wing for Wombwell as they look to break in and get a goal. 18, but Stocksbridge have won the ball back. Back to Deakin, who sends the ball downfield. And it is full time on the 90th minute mark. No added time will be given in this one. And the Steels are in the semi-finals of the Sheffield Senior Cup. There were some extra nerves caused at the start of this second half when Jordan Kershaw got a goal back just after 15 minutes, but all those nerves were eased when Paul Iggulden scored his second goal in 2 games to win it 4-1 for Stocksbridge. A tie against Hallam awaits at Sandygate. We will announce a date for you in due course. The Steels are 1 game away from the final. Thank you very much to everyone for listening. Thank you very much to Wombwell for their hospitality at this match. We will see you for Saturday's match at home to Liversedge. Thank you very much for all listening. I've been Adam Allcroft. Good night.